Hello everyone, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to make this granny square with only 2 tails to weave in, even with different color changes. So today we're going to be using a 5mm hook and a pair of scissors. We're going to get started with a light peachy color worsted weight yarn. Okay, so we are going to be making a magic circle and chain up 3. And soon I will be putting out a video on how to make a magic circle for those who don't know how. And then in this magic circle, the chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. And we are going to be making 10 double crochets before we do a color change. So this is 2 double crochets and then a chain, which means 3 double crochets. And then I'll meet you guys when you have 10 double crochets. Okay, so here we have 10 double crochets, and now we are going to do 1 more double crochet before the color change, but we are not going to finish off. So you're going to yarn over, go through the magic circle and draw a loop, yarn over, and then pull through 2. And then here I'm going to switch over to an off-white color, and with this yarn we are going to first eyeball about 3 inches from the end of the double crochet. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then with the new color we are going to go over the old color, under the old color, over the new color, and then under the new color and pull through that hole. So this is what you're gonna have. And then we are going to eyeball another 3 inches and cut. So the first knot we made, we went over first. So now with the old color, we are going to go under the new color this time. So under the new color, over the new color, under the old color, over the old color, and then pull. And then you're gonna pull these 2 ends together and pull tightly. And then with these tails here, we are just going to cut them off. And make sure when you cut this off, you are not cutting this knot here. You can cut as close to the knot as possible, but just don't cut through the knot itself. And you do the same with this one. Cut as close as you can, but do not cut that knot. And then there's your magic knot. And this isn't going anywhere. I love doing this for my project, so I do not have a million tails to weave in afterwards. So we're gonna finish off this double crochet and then do 1 more double crochet. So in total you are going to have 12 double crochets, which includes the chain up 3. And then what you're gonna do is take the tail from the magic circle and pull through. So here we are going to make a slip stitch. And for my granny squares, I like to do my slip stitches a little differently. You're gonna go to your second double crochet here, you're gonna go through the back loop. So you see this V, you're going to go through the back loop here, and then also you're going to go into the top chain of the chain 3, the back loop of that. So it makes this X here. Then you're gonna go through that and slip stitch. So this is your slip stitch. Then you're going to chain them 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you are going to go between your first double crochet and your last double crochet and make 2 more double crochets. 1, 2. So this is your first double crochet or granny square cluster. So for the rest of this, I'm going to be calling these 3 double crochets together just a granny square cluster. So we're going to make our first corner. So you make 1 granny square cluster, a chain 1, and then another double crochet cluster. So 3 double crochets, 2, 3. And then this makes our first corner. To go on to our next corner, you're going to skip 3 double crochets. So our chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then do 3 double crochets in that space between the 3rd double crochet and the 4th. So 1, 2, 3. That's our first cluster, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet clusters. So each corner you're gonna do 2 double crochet clusters and divided by a chain 1. So cluster, chain, cluster. Then we're gonna go over to our next corner. We're gonna skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then go into the space between the 3rd and the 4th double crochet. And we're gonna make, a double crochet cluster, And I'm leaving all of these mistakes in here because that's just the reality of things. A lot of crochet videos that I watch, those are all edited out, but this is the reality. So you chain 1 and then do another double crochet cluster. And if you guys would like to count how many mistakes I've made and then comment down below, that would be awesome too. So yeah, that's our 3rd corner. So for our last double crochet cluster, we are going to do 1 double crochet cluster, a chain 1, and then we're gonna do something a little different. So 1 double crochet cluster, chain 1, and then we're gonna do 1 double crochet because this is where we're gonna do another color change. 1 double crochet, another double crochet, but we're not gonna finish the double crochet off. And then we're gonna switch colors. And my next color is going to be this teal blue here. So again, from that end of the double crochet, you're gonna eyeball about 3 inches. Then you're gonna take the new yarn, go over the old yarn, under the old yarn, over the new yarn, under the new yarn, and then pull. And then if the yarn while you're tying goes up and down the old yarn, you can always pull the knot down to where 3 inches is. And then eyeball another 3 inches and cut. So we went over first. So again, now we're gonna go under. So you go under the new yarn, over the new yarn, under the old yarn, over the old yarn, and then through the loop. And then we're gonna pull. Make sure you guys pull tightly too, but not too tight where you rip your yarn. And then again, we're gonna cut this tail and make sure we are not cutting the knot because the whole thing will come undone. And other knot for the other tail. And then here we finish off the double crochet and then do one more double crochet. And then here we are slip stitching. Again, I go through the back loop of the second double crochet that we made in this round, and then the top back loop of the chain. And then we slip stitch. And now we're going to slip stitch until we reach this corner as well. So we are going to go into the same back loop of the second double crochet here, slip stitch. Then you slip stitch into the back loop of the next double crochet, and then you slip stitch into the whole chain one. And then here we have our corner, so we're going to have to make another corner. So first we chain 3, that counts as our first double crochet. And then we make a corner, which is 1 double crochet cluster, chain 1, and then another double crochet, and then another double crochet cluster. So that's our next corner. And here it's not a corner, it's just a space. So we are just gonna do 1 double crochet cluster here. So 1, 2, and 3 double crochets. And then we're gonna do another corner. So 1 double crochet cluster, chain 1, 1 double crochet cluster. And then here we have another space, and then we're just gonna do what we did here. Just do 1 double crochet cluster. And then from here, we are going to continue doing that until we reach the last corner that we're gonna do, and then I'll meet you there. Okay, here we are. We have our last double crochet cluster to do, but because we are going to be changing colors again, we are just going to do 1 full double crochet and then another double crochet, but do not finish it off right here. And I am going to be switching to this darker pink. And again, eyeball about 3 inches over the old color, under the old color, over the new color, under the new color, and pull. Eyeball another 3 inches, cut, under the new color, over the new color, under the old color, over the old color, and pull. And sometimes your yarn is gonna like slide down, but just make sure it doesn't go all the way through and you catch it. So here we're gonna cut off our ends. Make sure you don't cut off the knot again. This is very important. I've done that and it's not fun to do because then you have to redo it. But yeah, here's your knot. And then we are going to finish off the double crochet. and then do your last double crochet of the cluster. And then here we are going to slip stitch again. So into the second double crochet, go through the back loop, and then into the back loop of the top of the chain 3. Oops, let's do that again. Right here, and then slip stitch. And then again, we are going to slip stitch through that same back loop of the second double crochet, through the third, the back loop of the third double crochet, and then through the chain 1, do a slip stitch. And here we are going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. And then here you're gonna do another corner. So double crochet 2 times, chain 1, and then another double crochet, granny square cluster. All right, and then here we have 2 spaces. So in each space, we are going to be doing 1 granny square cluster. So 1 here, and then 1 here. And then here we have another corner. So 1 granny square cluster, chain 1, and then another granny square cluster. And then again here, we have 2 spaces, so we are going to be doing 1 granny square cluster in each space. And then we are going to go all the way around, and I will meet you guys when you are done with your last space.
And the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the piece that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system you cannot break. I need to find relief. Far behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. I need to give up my babe. I need to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need right here. I really need my love. I need to bring my love. I really need your.
Okay, so here we are. We finished our last round, and we are going to slip stitch again. So in the back loop of the second double crochet, and also through the back loop of the chain up 3. Slip stitch, and instead of chaining 1 and cutting off, I'm going to leave this here and cut off, and then pull our string through, and we are going to be doing an invisible join. So we are going to skip the second double crochet and go through both loops of the third double crochet and pull the yarn through. And then with the yarn again, we are going to go through where we slip stitched, but only going through the back loop here, and then pull the yarn through, and that's it. And here you can barely tell where we slip stitched right here, and you see we only have 2 tails to weave in, the initial one from your magic circle and your last tail that you have, and that is it. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I will try my best to get to everyone, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye.